Welcome back to the channel, guys. And well, yes guys, it is the end of one of the most legendary television eras of all time, i.e. it's the complete exit of the Grand Tour, i.e. the proper Grand Tour show is of course properly staying on and it is properly going to be redeemed with new hosts and all, but of course we all know that it will never be the same again, such as to the fact that Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and Mr. James May are completely exiting from the complete television aspect of all, and of course with their all new One for the Road Grand Tour special being their latest and the final special that we will ever see. It is properly said to be a tearjerker, and of course it properly completely released today on its own, and I'm still yet to watch it, but nevertheless from what I've heard it is a proper tearjerker towards the end. And nevertheless guys, it is an end of one of the most legendary eras of all time. I mean, what these three could do and what they have done in just over the time of over 2 decades, and I mean you can not just think of them as adults but just as kids who are grown up but just completely did what they loved. I mean, this is literally what we as kids wanted to do and still want to do. I mean, just having fun with cars while also doing stupid shit with your friends. I mean, that is quite literally the top of life. I mean, that is literally all any man would ever want, to just do stupid shit with cars and your best friends all over, and that's exactly what these three did. But they did it on a whole nother level, such as to the fact that they completely attracted millions of people all over and properly brought millions of people into Automobilia altogether and made them fans of cars, and all the stuff that they did, the on-screen chemistry, the dark humor, especially through Top Gear, and well, for the fact that it's been over 2 decades, 22 years to be precise, and they are still going as strong. But nevertheless, it is the end, guys. They are officially calling it quits, and of course they three will not be working together ever again. But nevertheless guys, it is a proper memorable phase, one of the most legendary eras of all time across television. The amount of popularity that these guys gained all the way through Top Gear, and of course with the proper typical British humor and the way they reviewed cars, the way they properly pushed them to their limits. I mean, all the way from the Aventador review and of course previously on through to the Zonda, Hurrah and a plethora of supers and hypers that they reviewed, and the way they did them in, and of course the complete hilarious trips, the challenges and all the stuff that they did. Everything is right up top in the complete books of being a proper legendary moment, and of course multiple of them to be exact. But of course at the center of each of those iconic moments are these three guys. I mean, Jezza, Hamster and Mr. May, i.e. Captain Slow of course, and well, I mean, what these three could do can never be replicated, and of course for that a massive hats off and a massive congratulations to Mr. Jeremy Clarkson, Mr. Richard Hammond and of course Mr. James May on such a proper accomplishment. I mean, over 2 decades, and the fact that they are still going strong, and they most definitely will if of course they were still properly going to be carrying on making their Grand Tour specials. But nevertheless, what they have done and what they've achieved and what they've properly contributed to the complete automotive sector is completely incomprehensible to every mind on its own. But nevertheless guys, a massive hats off and a massive thank you to Mr. Hammond, Mr. May and of course Mr. Clarkson for all the memories, all the humor, all the complete Automobilia and all the passion for cars altogether, and the complete jokes, the complete iconic moments that are literally uncountable at this point. But nevertheless guys, it is one for the road, and well, I mean, that's a goodbye to the three Wisemen of all. And of course I did make a video on this about 9 or 10 months ago, but nevertheless, even though the day was right upon us, it has officially arrived, and to be honest I'm quite nervous to just watch the show because, as I've said before, it is apparently quite the tearjerker to begin with. But nevertheless, it's a massive goodbye and a very proper heartwarming goodbye to the three legends. But nevertheless, they will always be recognizable all the way throughout history altogether, and of course what they've done for the automotive sector can literally not be put in to words or in any way whatsoever. But nevertheless guys, what do you think? I mean, of course give the complete proper One for the Road a watch, but of course if we don't watch it, we are practically not saying goodbye to it in our own way, so of course keep that in mind. But of course guys, we do have to watch it at some point, such for the fact that it is quite literally over 2 hours long on its own. It's not some 1 hour or just over 1 hour special on its own. It is a proper long one and a proper tearjerker at that. And of course these are not my words, these are the words of proper viewers who have in fact viewed it. And of course, I mean, that is pretty much a proper big reason for us to watch, and that would definitely get me to properly shed tears all over. But nevertheless, what do you guys think guys? I mean, of course it is not something good in any way, but but of course they have properly done all they've needed to do, even more than they have actually needed to do, to be honest, because what they've done, for the fact that they've gone strong for over 2 decades altogether, and for the fact that they will just keep on gaining popularity all the way through and through. And of course, as I said guys, Top Gear never was the same, and of course in lieu of the new factor that the proper Grand Tour is not completely properly closing down, because they will properly bring on new hosts, the same proper phenomenon will apply to the Grand Tour, such to the fact that it is quite literally popular solely for the fact that these three are their main presenters, and well, for the fact that these three will be exiting the show, well, I mean, that is pretty much the exact same proper phenomenon as to what we experienced with BBC's Top Gear. But nevertheless, what do you guys think, guys? I mean, it is a literal tear-jerking moment on its own, something that I was pretty much properly not expecting, especially like Kid Me or even 2021 Me on its own. We would not have expected them to properly go away this soon, but nevertheless, they of course have to properly take care of themselves and just live life in the complete leisure lane, and of course I respect that more than anything. But nevertheless guys, the complete amount of thank yous that I just want to put forth to these three legends is completely uncountable at this point. The amount of times I literally just sat down after coming back from school at my laptop and just completely opened the YouTube channel of Top Gear and literally just rewatched the reviews of the complete budget posture challenges, the complete Bolivian death road special on its own, and of course the African special, which of course apparently has a very big tie-in to the complete new special, i.e. One for the Road, and apparently they do end it at some point, which is pretty much a very big sentimental moment. So of course that's exactly why I did not watch it before making this video right here, because I did not want to get emotional on cam. But nevertheless guys, through and through all the moments, the way they reviewed the cars, and for the fact that to kick off the Grand Tour, they kicked it off with one of the most grand episodes that we will ever see, i.e. for the fact that they brought in the Holy Trinity into one episode. And the reason Top Gear never could do that was because they couldn't afford the insurance for any of those. And well, to kickstart the Grand Tour, they brought all three of them and put them toe to toe to toe against each other in all aspects whatsoever. And of course the P1 is the GOAT, guys. I mean, I remember the video of Jezza completely sending it in the wet conditions at Spa-Francorchamps in that death trap on its own. And I mean, that and multiple other car reviews, the Zonda, the Hurrah, the SLS AMG, and of course I can just keep on naming them, but nevertheless we would not finish that list until quite a while. But nevertheless guys, it's a massive tear-jerking end to these three leaving. But nevertheless, a massive thank you once again from the bottom of my heart to Mr. Richard Hammond, to Mr. Jeremy Clarkson, and of course to Mr. James May for all the memories, for all the complete passion that these three or you three have showed. And well, I mean, once again, it's a proper massive hats off to the three Wisemen. And of course, to properly top it off, go give the proper One for the Road special on its own. And of course, although it is definitely going to make us cry, we ourselves do have to get through the process of the complete mourning period. But nevertheless, it's One for the Road all around. Well, what do you guys think? Comment below. And well, thanks for watching guys. Remember to hit that sub button and click the bell to ensure you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks for watching guys. See ya.